Eshani, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today we are going to be talking about yet another YouTuber collaboration. It really feels like makeup companies are just taking this whole YouTuber thing and just killing it. I mean, we are just splashing YouTubers' names on every single makeup product. So today we will be talking about the Makeup Geek collaboration with KathleenLights in their highlighter palette. I personally really love Kathleen. I've watched her for quite a while now. I think she's such a sweet soul. She's one of those people that you listen to her and you genuinely feel like she's your friend. She's not just trying to sell you something. So I really do like her. That, however, will not reflect my review on this product, but I thought it was worth a mention. I think she's such a sweet person. So this is what the outside of the actual packaging of the palette looks like. It's just kind of like the cardboard sleeve. This is what the palette itself looks like. It is a sleek cardboard packaging. I really do like this outer design on it, and then this is what the back of it looks like, and I'm sure you guys have already seen this, but inside there is no mirror, which is something I would have liked to see in a palette like this. Not that I always use mirrors that are in palettes, but I feel like it just makes the palette look a little bit more, I don't know, just like a little bit more luxe. And this is what the palette itself looks like. They do have a really cool design kind of imprinted on them. This palette itself does retail for $39, which is a pricey highlighter palette that is a little bit more expensive than what I would have liked to see from Makeup Geek, but at the same time, I'm a little bit more forgiving if the quality of the product deserves it. Now, Makeup Geek doesn't have any highlighting powders in their collection currently. I do believe Marlena said that they are in production of, releasing a whole collection of highlighter powders, but this is basically the first taste of a Makeup Geek highlighter. If you guys are familiar with the way a collaboration works, basically the makeup brand or the company, they decide the actual formulas of the products, they decide the overall way the packaging is going to look and everything, but the influencer, or in this case, Kathleen, the collaborator, she gets to decide the actual colors. So in this review, I will go ahead and discuss the actual formula because it is something different than anything we've seen from Makeup Geek before. It's a new product technically. And I will also review each of the individual colors to kind of give you guys an idea of just what I think of the palette overall. I did want to go ahead and just show you guys swatches of this palette on my skin tone so you guys can get an idea of sort of what we're working with. So from left to right, we have the shade Nightlight, Starlight, and Sunlight. So that first shade, Nightlight, is a really pretty kind of medium gold color. It is a yellow gold, but it's not overly yellow. The middle shade, Starlight, is a true, very cool toned pink highlight. I actually really like this even on my skin tone. And the third shade we have is Sunlight, which is definitely the darkest out of the three, obviously. It's more of a coppery golden color, so it really does remind me of like sunlight. In terms of the three colors in this palette, I know Kathleen has been getting a lot of negative feedback or criticism because of the actual colors she chose. Now, Kathleen is really fair or light complected. I obviously am not. People were really critical of her that she didn't pick colors that all necessarily flattered her skin tone, which I'm kind of on the fence about. Personally, I understand why she went with these kinds of colors because I feel like these colors are just a lot more universal. I will say that if you are super pale, like really light skin, these will all be too dark for you, I can definitely tell. But I do think this palette will work for anybody who's really deep because this kind of golden color would work on a deep complexion. I'm happy to see that none of these colors have a white base to them. They're not ashy, so that makes every single color work on my skin tone. For reference, my foundation color is an NC45 in MAC, so I am what I would consider to be a true tan complexion, and every single one of these colors works. The only one that I'm a little iffy on is the pink, but that's really only because my skin is very yellow or almost orange based, so oftentimes pink looks a little funky on my skin. If I use this lightly, it actually looks really pretty. And I actually have the pink on today all over my eyelids as my eyeshadow. And I think every single one of these colors works beautifully as shadow. Now in terms of the texture of this formula, this is basically, in my opinion, it is a Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow put into bigger pans. I really feel like the texture is just so, I mean, it's silky to the touch. Like one swipe gives you pretty much full color payoff. I do feel like these work a lot better with fingers than with brushes. That's not to say that you can't get a nice effect using a brush, but if you were going to go in with a highlighter brush, I would recommend maybe something a little bit stiffer and something that, you know, you can really use to kind of blend it into your skin, because I do feel like the texture is, it's just dense. It's denser than a lot of highlighting powders I'm used to. It's really close to the Jeffree Star Skin Frost formula, but maybe not quite as dense as that. If you have a lot of texture on your skin, like you have flaky skin or really large pores, I would beware of a texture like this because it will emphasize that. Because it's got that almost like liquid metal finish, it's not very forgiving on the skin. The pigmentation on each and every one of these colors is there. I mean, there's no arguing that. It's not like any of these colors are necessarily duds. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be a case of, will you actually use these colors? I do think this purchase was worth it for me because every single one of these colors can be worn on my complexion. If you are going to get this palette not only to use on your face, but to also use it on your eyes, which is the way I'm going to be using it, I do see it being a really good value. For reference, each of these pans holds 7 grams of product, and one Makeup Geek eyeshadow, like a Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow, holds about 1.5 grams of product, which means you're getting almost 5 times as much product in each of these pans as a single shadow. But in my opinion, you're getting essentially the same formula. And I'm sure you guys know that a Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow retails for $10 individually. And if you break it down, each of these pans would technically cost you $13, and since you're getting 3 of them, the entire palette is $39. Overall, I'm actually not disappointed in this palette at all. I was really, honestly, I wasn't even going to get it initially when I first saw it. I wasn't necessarily super excited about the colors, but now that I have it, I definitely see myself using it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this palette. Personally, I like it. That's just my opinion, but let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys have tried it out yet, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video very soon. I will see you then. Bye! If you guys haven't heard of the brand Makeup Monsters, it is an online indie brand only available to Nikki. These are all Nikki's looks that she created with the palette. And can I just say, Nikki is gorgeous.